the requirements. So we discussed about
This meeting is
MongoDB,
being recorded.
MongoDB features, and the MongoDB commands. So what is MongoDB and what are its features and some commands we learned. In the commands, we discussed about creating database and we discussed about creating collection. So two options are there. So creating database and creating collection. So creating database is we have to use the command use and database name. Create collection, we have a create collection command and the collection name and the options. You can define the options for creating a collection. So as I told you that when compared to other databases like Oracle, MySQL, here it is a non-SQL database. So all commands will be just like JavaScript functions. So here all the interactions will be like JavaScript. Now important is after understanding creating collection, now we will see another one, inserting data into collection. So next point, this is number, how much? 6, huh? So adding data into collection. Creating collection is nothing but creating a table. After creating table, if you want to add data into the table, then we have the methods called insert one and insert many. By using the methods insert one and insert many, we can insert data into any table. So to insert data into a table in MongoDB, we need the commands insert one, insert many. Earlier in old version, we used to have another command called insert, but now in the latest, they prefer using insert one, insert many. That means syntactically how we do db dot collection name. Collection name is nothing but table name and dot we have insert one, and every record is defined as a JSON object. You know, JSON object will contain a key and a value. That is how we define data. And if you want to insert many records, db dot collection name dot insert many. And you know, multiple means it is an array of objects. It is just like a JSON. That means generally in SQL, we need to use command like insert into table values and all, field names, values, but here just insert. And the data is inserted in a JSON form. You have another facility also. You can create a JSON file and you can load the JSON file directly into database because you have a GUI, graphical interface. What you can do is you can create one JSON file and you can upload the JSON file. Data will be stored in a table. So I will show here. So we have insert one and insert many. Insert many. So let's see how to insert data into collection. So we are, and another important point is MongoDB uses here. Another key point you should know is MongoDB uses JavaScript types. It uses JavaScript types. JavaScript types means number, string, boolean, null, undefined, array, object. So date, all are JavaScript types. But few important points also there. I will tell you how do we handle them. So all JavaScript types are used. You know that generally database have different types. Like in usual databases, string means, in general databases, string means what type? It uses an varchar type, na? Varchar type. Varchar is a string in general database. Here string is string, number is number. Generally in databases, you will have int like types. Int types will be there. So decimal type will be there. Here number can handle all numbers. String, boolean, null, undefined, all JavaScript types. So here you can just use this MongoDB as you have done in your JavaScript, right? So let's open this MongoDB Compass. Have you installed it? You got that MongoDB Compass, huh? Right? So in MongoDB Compass, we can use graphical interface as well as command line. And you need to connect. So to the connection string, yesterday we created one database called React to do. So first what we need to do is we need to change into the database. That means use React to do. We have to first change into the database. So once we change into the database, so what we need to do here, show collections. That means it will show how many collections are there. So we have two collections. One is users, another one appointments. Suppose I want to store some data related to users. Into users, you want to store some data. Then what you can do here, db dot collection name. Collection name is users. Users dot insert one. We have insert one. In old versions, we used to have insert directly, but now they have removed that. You have only insert one or insert many. Because when you take help from online, several websites will show you insert command, which is not available anymore. In the latest version, it is deprecated. So either use insert one or use insert many. So insert one, and what is the record? Just you have to mention like a JSON type. JSON type means JavaScript object. What is the object features? Key and value. Key is what? Suppose user ID. It is having some data. You directly define what data you want to store. That means it's a string type. So John NID. That is user ID. And we want age. Age is what type number? Suppose some number. And we have like string. That means we given as like suppose email. And this is also a string, some john@gmail.com, something like this. This is how we can insert data into table. And now just enter, it is going to add that record. So this is the process of adding data into this. That means it uses all same JavaScript types. So example will be in this way. Just you configure like a JSON object. And you know how to add multiple data also. Multiple data is nothing but array of objects. You can define all the JavaScript types. You can configure all the JavaScript types. One important point is, as a developer, you should know the commands, because commands are used to communicate with database from any technology. But directly when you are working on database in the graphical mode, without commands, you can manage. So without commands, you see here, you can, I will minimize this. You can see in the databases, we have React to do. In React to do, we have users, and users, one data is already stored. So it is already having some data here. Actually, already this is existing database, we added some records earlier actually. So it is already having some data. Four are there. Recently I added this one. So if you want to add one more, you can directly add from graphical mode. That means what you can do, add data, and we can say insert document. And what you can do here, we can mention the type as JSON. That means here what you do, add data like a JSON type. JSON type, that means you need a key. Key is a string type. So what is it? User ID. And name, some user ID, some age, and some age, and email. So some email, and it is a string type. We are defining the string. Remember, if there is any error in your design, that means it will not highlight the insert button. Insert button will be disabled. If insert is disabled, that means your JSON structure is wrong. If any JSON structure is wrong, it is disabled. And you can directly insert. That means it is added into the data. It is added here into the data. So how we can add records into the table? We can add records into the table by using this. Actually, yesterday we created to-do React, right? I added in a different one just to show you. So what we need to do, we need to use DB and the table name. And in the table name, we need to define insert one. If you want multiple records, you can use db dot users dot insert many array. And in that array, now you mention the objects, first object, second object. At a time, you can add multiple records. If you want multiple, you can define in this way. So inserting records into the database is very simple. Means into the table. We just have two methods, insert one, insert many. And here you don't need to learn about new data types. You just need to know the data type called data types of JavaScript, whatever data types are there. But one point is here. Suppose you want to store a date. You want to store some date value and configure the date value. Suppose I will take here our data. So we will change here. Actually, we have used to-do React. Yesterday we created to-do React and show collections. In that we are having TBL products and TBL users. Now in TBL users, what we are doing? So in TBL users, we have to insert db dot TBL users dot what? Insert one. And we need to insert the data. And while inserting the data, one important point is, so all data types are same. I will show you here. Yeah, to-do React. And here we have TBL users, add data, insert document. Suppose you are inserting data. And when you are inserting the data, here, after inserting the data, you can change. Suppose user ID. I am just adding rough data. And I am storing some date of birth. And in JSON problem is there is no object allowed. That means there is no dynamic memory allowed. That means you cannot use new date, new function. JSON will not allow functions. I hope you already know that JSON will not allow functions. JSON is only for data. Then how you store date of birth? How do you define date of birth then? That means actually in JavaScript, what you do, new date, or we have to use a date constructor, but JSON will not allow that. JSON will not allow to define the date. So then how do you store a date? How do you configure the date? Actually in JSON, we have to enter the date in a string format only in JSON. But when you are running through insert command, there another technique is there. In JSON, what we do, we write in year and month and day. So that means year I am giving suppose 1998 something. So month is 08, day is 22 like this. And you can give hours, minutes, seconds, suppose 14, 30 and 43 hours, minutes, seconds. Now, once you configure this, remember in JSON, it should be in a string form. And I'm just inserting this. That means the data is inserted, but it is treated as a string. You need to convert the type as date. That means what we need to do is here, you have a edit option. So when you go to that edit option, you can see its data type is string. So you have to change the data type to which type? Date. You change the data type to date. So it is changed to date type. Once it is changed to date type, then you can update and it is updated. But actually, when you are inserting the data through command, that means what you have to do is you can view this. Actually, this is the JSON type. This is date of birth. You need to define date by using a date operator. So this is the date operator. Through the date operator, you need to mention the date type. So that means if you are adding a date, usually when you are adding a date, in JSON, date constructors are not allowed. Then how do you add a date? We add a date by using a date operator. We will have a date operator. By using this date operator, we need to define the date. We need to define the date. So this is year, month, day is same. And time, you have to define hour, minutes, and seconds. So we need to define that, right? So how do we define the date? So here one new thing is date type data is stored in collection by using $date operator. So which is an object operator which uses an object, which uses an object type. That means how do we define the date? That means date is defined in this way. So that means you need to configure the date in this way. This is an object, date of birth, which is an object. This object contains this. That means you have to use $date and configure the date, year, month, day format, and hours, minute, seconds. So that is only the difference you will find. Rest of all options are same. That means all data types are same. Only for date type, you need to do this. That means how you do. So you db dot users dot insert one, and insert one, it uses some user ID. That is user ID is a string, and it uses date of birth. Date of birth you need to define like an object. Date of birth is defined like an object. In this object, what is the operator we have to use? $date. That is the operator we have to use. And this $date operator will have the date value. So year, month, day, and T is for time, hours, minutes, and seconds. Like this, you need to define the day. But I told you that this MongoDB is an ORM. Then that means in your JavaScript, you write the logic, say new date. Automatically, its data type will be set as date. In the database, it will store. That means you write your JavaScript logic, it will decide the data types according to them. Automatically, the data types will be determined for the values. So you don't worry about the data type of the values, especially when you are using an ORM, because in your design, in your logic, what data types you define, those data types will be automatically implicitly decided for the data. Internally, data is type is determined. So if you are manually creating, you need to do this. This is creating a collection and adding data into the collection, right? Next important. So we learned creating database and adding collections, means creating tables and adding data into the tables. Now how to read the data from the tables. Another option is now you need to know querying data from collection. Querying data from collection. Querying data from collection is how we can read the data from collection. Actually, SQL uses select command. Select star from table where you have various operators. Here, querying data from collection, how we can query data from collection, we have a method called find. This is the find. Find uses a query. Just find. By using find, we can access data from the collections. So that means syntactically what we have to do, db dot collection name, and we have to use dot find method. And if you use an empty query, then it is going to return all. It is going to return all. If you want to return any specific, then you can write the query, and the query is in a JSON type with some operators. I will show you what is the JSON type and operators. So let's do one thing here. For your understanding sake, I am okay. So for your understanding sake, what I am doing is I am adding a collection called, that means a new collection called TBL products or simply products. Okay. Products is a collection and I created a collection. Products collection is created. I want to add some data into it. I will do one thing. We have fake store data. I will copy that data into this. That means we will open here fake store api.com/products. It is having lot of products, means some 20 products data is present here. I will copy all these 20 products. Okay. And I will do one thing. I will create a text document. In that, I will paste all the 20. And I will save this in my desktop. By the name, I will give the name as, suppose some data products fake store.json. I am saving as fake store.json. .json is extension. I am creating this as a JSON data. Okay. Now what is specialty in MongoDB is what you can do is This is products collection. Here you can simply add data, and in add data, you can import JSON. You can import JSON. So here the JSON is a fake store. Fake store is the JSON file. Select that fake store JSON file and select that JSON file, and you just import. All the 20 records are imported here, 20 documents imported. That means complete data is ready. All the 20 documents are ready here. That means you can create a simple JSON file in your VS Code also, and you can import it and you can add the data directly. That means one by one, instead of adding the records, so or through command, you can simply upload a JSON file. So it is ready now. 20 documents are there. Now let's see how to query it. That means now what I want is, we will learn how to query. So what I want is, I want the 7th number record. That means I want the product whose ID is 7. Then usually how we do is, db dot collection name is products dot what, find. Find uses an empty query. Empty query means it will return all. When I hit enter, it will return all. It is going to return all 20 records. That means all the 20 records are returned here. It is going to return all the 20 records if you use an empty query. I want specific. Then what we do, db dot collection is what, products dot find. And here query is nothing but, in the query you need to define ID, just like a JSON, ID colon, and what is the ID matching number 7. Then it is going to return that exactly matching record. That means it will get the record whose ID is what, 7. This is a simple query. Generally in SQL based, what we do, select from table where ID is equal to some number. Here just a JSON query we need. And it is just like a array find method. But in array find method, it returns only one. Filter will return many. But here find is used for one or many. You can find one or you can find many. So all the matching ones will display. Suppose I want all jewelry products, then how? db dot, what is it? Products dot what? Find all jewelry products I want. That means I need to use field name. Field name is category. Category is what? Jewelry. Jewelry, right? Category is jewelry. And it is going to return all jewelry products. That means how many jewelry products are there? It is going to return all the jewelry products only will come. So here how we filter the data. Remember, I am not teaching you complete MongoDB. I am just teaching you CRUD operation related commands which we need for a project. Because MongoDB queries and commands, so many are there. I am just teaching you because this is not database class or anything. For React, actually, generally when people learn React, what they do, they learn with a temporary database management like JSON servers. That means they don't use real database. They don't use real APIs. They use sudo. Sudo means what? They learn a JSON server. JSON server is a temporary server which will maintain a data. In that, inserting, updating, deleting, everything is allowed. They try that. Usually everywhere they try the same. But in reality, we have to work with database and all. That's the reason I am showing you complete approach. So people have to learn MongoDB. They have to learn server-side programming to design the complete interactions. Here, what are required for our project CRUD operations? Those important commands I am giving you. So if you want specific, how you can do that? So you can add like this also, db dot collection dot find, and here you can define the key and the value. What it is going to do, so return records. So with the exact match, they are going to return records with exact match. Exact match you can do by using key and value. That means actually, so example is db dot products dot what find. We are using id as sum4, or we are using db dot products dot find, and we are using some category as jewelry. Like this, we are configuring. That's how we are defining the query. Now, actually, Mongo query supports various operators. We have various operators in the query. What are the important operators we are having is, we have an operator $GT. This is for greater than. $LT. This is for less than. So, and we have $GTE. This is greater than or equal. So we have $LTE, less than or equal. Less than or equal. And $NE. NE is for not equal. Actually, $EQ is also there, equal, but not required. Equal is similar to exact match. What is this? This is equal only now. That means ID equal to 4. Category is equal to jewelry. You don't need an EQ operator, but it is there. So you have another one. You can use $end. This is logical end. And you have $or. This is logical or. So, but writing these queries little different. I will show you how do we write the queries. But operators are these. These are the operators we need to use to filter exactly what we are looking for. For example, I want to read all the records and display all the records whose price is above 600. That means we want all the records whose price is above 600. That means here I am giving a query. What is the query is records with the price above 600. Means how do you query this? db dot products dot find. In the find query, first you have to mention field name. Field name is what? Price. After that, again you have to write a query. And in this query, what is the operator? Operator is $GT. Greater than how much? Colon. Because it is all object type. You can't use equal and any symbols. So you have to use colon. How much? 600. This indicates greater than 600. That is how we filter. That means it is going to return all the records whose price is greater than 600. That is how we write the query. So generally, the queries are defined in this way. I will upload one MongoDB document into the classroom. In that, complete queries list will be there. You can try them. That means complete MongoDB help I will upload. You can go through that. For different query examples, there will be there. So this is the products find, and this is actually field name. After the field name, you have to mention the query. So you see now, I want all the products, db.products.find, and the query is in curly brace. Inside query, first field name. Field name is price, colon, and price uses a query. If price is not using query, price is equal to 600, directly 600. But price is using a query. Price is using a query, then again a query. And what is that query? Dollar $GT, greater than how much? 600. That means it is going to return the product whose price is above 600. And actually, two records are matching above 600. It is showing them. It is showing them. I want the price between 200 to 600. Between 200 to 600. Then how do we write the query? That means query. So records with price between 200. So between 200 to 600. Between 200 to 600. Now, how do you write the query here? So actually, now you need a logical operator, because in JavaScript, that means here all you have to imagine like a JavaScript condition. In JavaScript, how do you check 200 to 600? The price greater than 200 and the price less than 600. And or which operator we have to use, you know. You have to use and, because we need to find between. So db dot products dot find. Here we have to use query. In the query, $end. That means first we have to write the operator end. And this operator will be an array, because it will take multiple queries. It will take multiple queries. How many queries it uses now? Two queries. Two queries means two curly braces, two blocks. In what is the first query? First query is what? Price. Price again colon. And price again query. What is the query? It is $GT greater than how much? 200. What is the second query? Second query is price. Again query. And this is what? $LT less than how much? 600. Like this you have to write. In one view, if you see, it looks lot of confusion, right? But when you write in an order, it is easy concept. That means what we have to do, how do you write the end actually? That means $end. So that means this is the query, $end. And it usually end uses multiple queries. That means what you have to do, array. In that query 1, another one, query 2. This is query 1 and this is query 2. This is query 2. That's how we do. Even or also same. What we have to use, $or, and we have to put an array. And in this, we have first query and second query, third query, anything. Any number of queries we can have. You know, these are all how we write the queries. Query 1, this is like query 2, like query 3. You can have a nested query in query. We can define that. We can configure the queries in this way. So if I want, for example, I will show you this first. So how it is going to handle it. So for example, I want the records. I want the records and records with the price above some 400. Price above 400. Above 400. And category jewelry. I want records with price above 400 and category jewelry. That means only jewelry category products with price above 400. And you know how to write the query now. One query is price greater than 400. Another query is category is jewelry. You can write the query, right? Suppose I want the query, so that means I want the records with the price above 400. We want the records with price above 400 and above 400 and or above 400, or we will have some jewelry products, or I will say and all jewelry products. All jewelry products. That means what we do, all jewelry products we need and all other products whose price is above 400. That means we need all jewelry products and all the products whose price is above 400. That means now this time we have to use OR operator. Why? Because it should match with price above 400 or category is what? Jewelry. This time we don't use an AND operator. We use an OR operator because we need both, right? So we have to use a combination. I will show you here usually between how you define. That means db dot products dot find. It's a query. In the query, what we have to do, $end. $end is an array. In that array, we need two queries. And what is the first query? First query is price. Price again a query. $GT greater than how much? 400. Greater than 400. And what is another condition? That means 400 and dollar. Sorry, this is again price. Price, what is it? Dollar GT. Dollar LT. Dollar LT less than 100, 600. Like this we are. That means we are searching between 400 to 600. 400 to 600. It will get that. 400 to 600, 599 it is there. And only one matching record is there. Then it will display that matching record. So that is how we write the query. This is how we write the queries. And or in or again or we have a lot of queries. I have so many example queries in a document I will upload. You see them, you try them. All those generally when we teach people MongoDB separately as a database, so many queries we can try. So if you know the basic logic, then you can easily handle all other operations. Okay. So here I'm just giving you how basic operators, how to handle them, right? This is reading data from a table. That means now you know the conditions, different conditions of reading the data. We know that, right? Next important, after reading the data, next important is updating data into document. Here document is nothing but it is a record. Updating data into document. That means you want to modify some data. So actually we have options. So two methods are there. Update one and update many. And usually it uses db dot collection name and it uses update one. It actually have two queries. One query is find query and another query is update query. We have to write two queries. One is find, another one update. That means first what we have to do, first we need to find which record we need to update. And after that, what to update in that record, you have to mention. That means you need two records, two queries. One query is first find the record, which one you want to update. And after that, update the record. What you want to update in it, you have to mention that. And to update, we have operators. So update requires operators. So it uses dollar $set. So dollar $unset. And it uses dollar $rename like this. Dollar $set, dollar $unset, dollar $rename. These are used for basic querying, updating. That means updating fields, updating, removing the fields, and updating the values. To update values, actually set is to update value. Update value. This is to remove field, and this is to rename a fields. Field is nothing but column names. Structural related changes we will not do. Just dollar $set is enough for you to, because what you are learning CRUD operations. CRUD operations means you will not modify the table structure. You will just modify the data in the table. So for that, dollar $set is enough. Dollar $set is enough. That is for updating the data. That means what you have to do is, suppose, what is the basic logic here is DB, suppose products, DB products, and find. In this, I will find ID as 3. Third record I am getting men's cotton jacket. Its price I want to change to 100.99. That means I want to change the price of this product to 100.99. So then how do you change this? It's a simple point here. How do we change this now? First, db dot products dot update 1. Will you use update 1 or update many? That depends on your find query. If your find query is returning more than 1, that means find all the categories, products, jewelry, and update that stock as not available. In that case, what we do? We write the find query, category is jewelry. So what is the result? It will not return one record. It will return many records. If your find query is returning more than one record, then it should be update many. If it is returning only one record, this is update 1. So update 1. So first find query, update query. 2 queries we need. What is the find query? ID is what? 3. Find ID 3. And what we need to update in that price. So we have to use dollar $set. Dollar $set. Dollar $set, what you need to set? Field names and values. I want to set price as 100.99. I want to set something else. Then you can write category as something. We can add multiple or one. I want to just update only price. Then update the price. And enter, it is updated. That means matched 1, modified 1. Then you see now, so we will use db dot products find number 3. Its price is updated to 100.9. That means we are modifying the data. And how do you modify the data? By using a simple set operator. So example, what we do. So db dot products dot update 1. And here we have ID is 3. And here we need to set dollar $set. Dollar $set, and here we need to define price. Price is some 100.55, something. That's how we update. We can update one value, you can update multiple values. That is update. Now you remember, your find query can use all the find operators. That means I want to find all the products whose price is between 400 to 600, and their rating I want to change. Their rating I want to change. Then in your find query, how you write? In your find query, you will write dollar $end. That means here you can use the find query how you used above. And operator, greater than, less than, all those are same. And here you need to use $set. $set. Right? So you can update many also. We can update many also. But here one more concept is, so db dot products dot find. I want to find all the records whose rating is above 4.5. Then how do you write the query? We need to get the rating, but rating is an object. Rating dot rate. Am I right? Rating is an object. Rating dot rate, rating dot count. We have two options. Rating is an object type. How you will query an object? So here object I am writing like a string. What is the key? Rating. Rating dot rate. Rating dot rate. And here we use a query. What is the query? Dollar GT greater than. So greater than how much? So greater than how much? Suppose 4.5. I am writing like this. That means it will get the rating above 4.5. Objects, object related field names, you have to write like a string. That means if you want to query an object, then we have to write like a string. That means it will have rating. In that rating, we have a rate. We have a rate. That means we need to define here one simple note. Querying and updating object requires the key specification in a string format. Requires the key specification in string format. That means you have to write like this. Object dot key. Right? Like this we need to define. And value. We need to configure like this. So here we are using db.products.find. In the query, rating.rate is having a query. What is it? Dollar GT 4.5. Like this we are doing. Even if you want to update also, in the same way we have to write the objects. Objects are defined in this. Yesterday I posted one more requirement. Have you seen it? So one more requirement for any qualification. 22, 23, 24 passed out React.js. They need any graduates. Any graduates are eligible. 2 job offerings I posted in the Instagram. You check it. One is only technical people. Another company is fresher, non-technical. But their package is non-technical people 2.5. They give the package. That's okay, because once you get 1 year minimum experience, then you will get a good package base. So this is a update query, how we can update the data. Next important, we have one more option. What is it in the CRUD operations? Delete. That means next option, delete documents. How do we delete documents? We have two methods, delete one, another one, delete many. And it is nothing but simply syntactically, it is nothing but, so db dot collection name dot delete one, and it uses a find query. Just find query you write there. It will delete. That means I want to delete record number 3. Then what you do? db dot collection. Collection is what? Products. Products dot what? Delete 1, and ID is 3. That's it. I want to delete all products. So which are uh, above 400, below. It means I want to delete all the products whose rating is below 3. Below 3. Then what you do? db dot products dot this time what? Delete many. Delete many. And what is the query? We have to use rating. Rating dot what? Rate. Rate. What is the query for rating dot date? $LTE less than or equal to how much? 3.0. Suppose less than or equal to 3.0, I want to delete all. Why I am using delete many? Because I may find multiple records that are matching that condition. If my find query is returning more than one, then I have to use delete many. If it is returning one, then it is delete one. You can use all your find queries as it is. Just only the point it is going to delete instead of showing you. So that is delete document. And if you want to delete collection or you want to delete a database, you want to delete the database, then we have options like db dot collection dot drop. We have the drop option. Drop is to remove. And if you want to remove, so you have an option like drop database. Drop database. That is going to drop the current database. And remember, this requires current database. That means it is not like how I drop specific database. You don't drop any specific database. What you do? First you change into the database and from there you can drop. So that means you cannot drop a database from outside. You have to drop the database from inside. That means you need to change into database, then you have to drop. So you can drop the collections, you can drop the database. Right. So that is a simple concept. Suppose I want to drop the collection, show collections. We have users, products, tb dot tbl users dot drop. That's the drop. And it is going to remove. Then show collections, it is not having that collection. Right? Simply db dot drop database. Drop database is the command. It is going to drop the database. That means it is going to drop the database. That means it is drop. Right? That means show DBS. So in the databases list, there will not be any to do React. To do React is not there. It's gone. So these are simple basic options. However, we don't do this from our app, right? This is only just database structure related. Structure related commands I am ignoring because structure related for database people. I am giving only commands for a developer to insert, update, delete, and read. All the CRUD operation related commands are ready. So what are the CRUD commands? So I will give a summary. CRUD commands. So one is creator. So we have insert one and insert many. These are for what? insert one, insert many. For this is for create. This comes under create. Na? For reading what we are having, find. Find is for read. For updating what you are having, update one and update many. Update many. And for removing what we are having, delete one and delete many. Delete one and delete many. These are the options. These are related to create. These are related to read. These are related to update. And these are related to delete. These are the commands we need basically. So now we got a simple idea on how to create database, maintain data into the database and all. Now the concept is how React application can communicate with database. Obviously, React application cannot communicate with database. Directly, we cannot communicate with the database. So for that, we need another mechanism. Actually, we need a concept called computing. We need to understand distributed computing. We need to understand the concept of distributed computing. Actually, that means we are going to learn how this distributed computing works. That is the major in real development process. In general computer technologies, we have different types of computing architectures. Parallel computing, distributed computing, cloud computing. So different types of computing architectures are there. So generally we have parallel computing, cluster computing, cloud computing, distributed computing techniques. What is cloud computing? These days it is very popular. What is cloud computing? Cloud computing is a service. Cloud computing is a service. Platform as service, software as service, infrastructure as service. Infrastructure as service, platform as service, and software as service. Cloud is a service. Cloud computing means it is nothing but it is providing a service. Infrastructure as service, platform as service, and software as service. That means, for example, you want to establish a software company. That means a small software development company you want to start. You want to start a small software development company. How much investment you need? And what investment you need? How much manpower you need? And who are the technicians you need to maintain a small startup? At least you want to maintain a startup with 20-25 people. And your job is developing some projects, some Java, .NET, some projects you are developing. Then how much investment it will take? How much investment it will take? Actually, I will tell you a basic point. We need to maintain a server and we need to buy server. Workstation servers means minimum 10 for 20 lakhs. Minimum 10-20 lakhs workstation servers, at least to maintain a minimum of 15-20 people. 15-20 people related load I have to maintain means minimum 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs workstation I need. And these days, online, so many second-hand workstations people sell. You will get for 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs also good reasonable workstations. but actually it will be 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs like that. That means only server will be 20, 30 lakhs. Only server. And to maintain that server, you need a network engineer. That means you need a hardware networking engineer, because networking, hardware, and maintenance of those servers, you need expert engineer. That means you need to pay him a salary. So, and you need to maintain him every month. So, lot of investment in manpower. You need to buy servers. You need to pay money to these people who maintain it. You need computers. You need internet connection. You need all the infrastructure. So much is there. You need to buy legal softwares. You cannot use free softwares. Suppose you want Oracle, you have to buy Oracle. You want Java, you have to buy Java and all. Until or unless they are not free, they are not free. Majority enterprise editions are buyed. You have to buy them. They are not free, and that itself costs lakhs of rupees. You know, after all, Windows cost how much? You know, Windows cost. You are getting Windows free with laptop? Huh? No, they are charging for that. What do you think? They are giving free for Windows to you? No. Windows actual cost is 8,000. 8,000 it is. MS Office also 8,000, 14,000. MS Office originally actual cost. What they do is your laptop cost will be 20,000, 25,000 with RAM and all these things. What they do is they charge everything for softwares they are giving you. It's not like free. They say that free. Why they will give free? Right? They charge everything. They will not give any free. The point is all these softwares legally you need to buy. It will take lot, right? Because usually what happens is even our institutes, when they maintain lab and all, I think you people have seen last month in this Amirpet area of Hyderabad, last month the commercial tax department and the cyber security department, those people made a raid, and almost 30, 40 institutes seized in Amirpet. You may not know that. 30, 40 institutes in Amirpet seized because they are all using illegal softwares. They have a raid, government raids. They can't use illegal softwares. And so many means 30, 40 means all small institutes are there. They raid on them and they block them. Seize. Institutes are seized, several. That SAP line and all, they are all illegal softwares only. They use a lot. Because their softwares cost lakhs of rupees. They use a lot of illegal softwares. They seize them. Usually we need to buy everything. Now what is cloud? Cloud is nothing but somebody is maintaining a server. You just pay rent and use it. You don't need to buy a server. And you don't worry about your networking hardware issues because their technicians will take care about it. That means it is just like, do you know, for example, I want a software office. And if you want a software office, usually how we get a software office, suppose, do you know, in high-tech city, Madhapur area, plug and play offices for rent. You know, you see so many plug and play offices are for rent. That means you pay money, their office, they give for rent every month. In that, laptops, computers will be there, internet connection will be there, telephones will be there, everything. All facilities will be there, including their security personnel, their networking hardware people, everybody will be there. You just pay money, rent, and use that office. Do you know many offices, what happens is even here in Amirpet also we have offices. Morning time one office, evening time another office running. You know, morning time one office and evening time when they go, another people will come and they work. Another office is running. Two offices running in same infrastructure. So many are there like that. That means what is the advantage of cloud service? It will provide platform as service and all. It's a big concept. So these are the various cloud services actually. These are the cloud services. That means if you want a small software development company to establish, this is what you need actually. That means for a software development company, what you need? A small software development company needs application, they need data, they need runtime, they need middleware, they need OS, they need virtualization, servers, storage, and networking. This is what the infrastructure you need as a software company. And everything you have to buy. You have to buy. And for this, you can say these days it will be in crores of rupees, money. Minimum 1 crore, 2 crore you need to invest in this. To establish a small company also, it will take minimum 1 crore to establish that, right? So it takes lot. Then what cloud people will do? They have infrastructure as service. Infrastructure as service means they will say that servers we will maintain, storage we will maintain, virtualization, networking we will maintain, rest you maintain. That means you pay money for infrastructure as service. Then they will maintain few things for you, others you have to do. That means again you have to invest. But your investment will be little less because others they are maintaining. You have to pay rent to them for that. So they have another option, platform as service. That means they will maintain up to runtime everything. You have to just maintain the data and applications. You have to maintain your data and application. You pay more money. They will maintain everything for you. Even application also. That means you don't need to even download a software. You can directly use the software. You know Visual Studio Code. You don't need to download Visual Studio Code. Directly online Visual Studio Code is available. Even now it is available. Online Visual Studio Code is there. I hope you people know. Online Visual Studio Code, you can open it. You just open in a tab also, in a mobile also, and you can design your project. You don't need to download and install any software. Everything they will provide. These are cloud services actually. These are different types of cloud modules. So infrastructure as service, cloud is a service. That means in software technology, we have different computing systems actually. In software technology, we have different computing systems. These are different computing architectures. Distributed computing, cluster computing, parallel computing, cloud computing, grid computing. These are different computing. You may hear about only 1-2 things in your career as a software developer. Majority these days people know 2 very regularly. One is the cloud computing, another one is distributed. Distributed is very popular. And what is distributed? This is what we are going to build now. We are going to build this distributed. What is distributed computing? What is the concept of distributed computing? Distributed computing is nothing but distributed computing. Computing allows two machines, 2 applications allows communication, right? Communication between 2 applications running in 2 different devices, 2 different machines. Distributed computing allows communication between 2 applications running in 2 different machines. So it also allows communication between 2 objects running in 2 different process of same machine. It also allows communication between 2 objects running in 2 different process of same machine. This is actually distributed computing. Distributed computing is allowing communication between 2 apps running in 2 different machines or running on same machine. That is actually distributed computing. For example, suppose one simple point I will show you here. Actually, this is server. In server, we have Netflix. Now I want to watch Netflix on my device. How to watch Netflix on my device? There are two ways. One, I can watch in a browser. In a browser, I can watch. There is another way. I can install an app of Netflix. I can install an app of Netflix, and through that app we can access. That means server side, Netflix app is running. Client side also Netflix app is running. These two apps are communicating with each other. We are not using a browser. We are using an app. That means Swiggy, Zomato, WhatsApp, like Flipkart, Amazon, you are using in your mobiles. They are all distributed apps. They are all distributed apps. They are not mobile apps. They are not mobile apps. They are all distributed application. If you are not connected with internet, will they work? Then how they are mobile apps? Mobile apps means calculator, calendar, phone book. These all comes under what? Mobile. That means you don't have any internet connection. They are not working. That means they are not mobile apps. They are all what? Distributed. That means you can open in a browser. That is web application. You can open through an app. App communicates with an app. Client side application communicates with server side. So Netflix have web application. Netflix have a distributed application. What is advantage of distributed is they can keep several data offline also. You know, you are watching YouTube, you are watching Netflix on an app. You know, in app you can download and watch later. You don't need an internet connection to watch the movies or videos every time. You can download, which is not possible in browser. In browser, can you download an YouTube video? Not possible. That means distributed applications are nothing but communication between two applications running in two different machines. They can share information, right? Another concept is communication between two objects in two different process of same machine. For example, you opened Make My Trip in your mobile and you searched for flights Hyderabad to Delhi and you close Make My Trip. Now you open Facebook or YouTube in your, you will see advertisement for that Make My Trip in your YouTube. That means how YouTube knows what you used in Make My Trip. How YouTube knows that what you used in Make My Trip. In Make My Trip, you searched for some stations. Exactly those advertisements it will show in your YouTube or Facebook. Have you observed? Right? That is how it is possible, because I hope you people know, if you are having Apple phones, you know, in Apple phone, when you install an app, it will ask, do you want this app to track and share data with other apps? It will ask. In Android, it may not ask. So, but in Android, what happens is two applications share data. That is not good, dangerous. That is not good, dangerous. For example, you have a bank application. Bank application sends an OTP. OTP comes to SMS. SMS app is different. Bank app is different. What bank app will do, it can read that SMS. It can read that SMS. That is not a good idea. That is not safe. If it is reading the SMS, reading the OTP and automatically filling the OTP, that is not good idea. That means two different apps in same machine are sharing data. This is also called as what? Distributed computing. Distributed computing allows two different applications running in two different machines sharing data. Two different applications running on same machine can share data. And to design this distributed computing, your technologies have different approaches actually. Java, .NET, PHP, these people have to use different architectures for designing these distributed technologies. So what are the various distributed technologies? The popular distributed computing technologies. We have like Corba, we have DCOM, we have RMI, we have EJB, we have web service, we have remoting. These are all distributed computing technologies. Corba, DCOM, RMI, EJB, web service, remoting, these are all distributed computing technologies. Corba is used in almost 14-15 languages. They support this Corba. Java people use EJB, RMI. J2E Java people use EJB, RMI. And a web service is one known to all technologies in the world. Majority people use web services. Earlier we used to use like RMI, EJBs and all, but now we are using web services. Now we are not using web service also. We are more advanced than web service. We call them as API. I will tell you what is that, right? These are all distributed computing technologies. These are the distributed computing technologies. This is actually distributed architecture. Distributed computing allows communication between two applications running in two different machines to share their data. Communication between two objects running in two different process of same machine. And these are all distributed technologies. Corba, DCOM, RMI, EJB. Corba is Common Object Request Broken Architecture, and it is used in 14 languages, including C++ and Java. People use this. And we have like DCOM, Distribute Component Object Model. It is used by Microsoft in VB. We have EJB, RMI. RMI is used by Remote Method Invocation. It is used by J2E. Java people use this EJB, Enterprise Java Beans. But web service is known to all technologies, Java, .NET, PHP, Python, everybody uses this web service. So now we are not using much web service. We are having more better than web service. That means now we need to understand what is the problem with web service. Even today, as a Java, .NET developer, when you apply for jobs, they will ask knowledge in web service is required for experienced people. For freshers, they don't ask, because for freshers, we expect APIs, because old project still works on web services. That is the reason even your Java people will teach you web services communication, how to handle, because several old projects will be working on them. But now we are moved from web services to what? APIs. Now the question you need to understand is, what is the problem with web service? Why we moved from web services to API? And what is this API? And how this API works? Because that is what our real-time project is about. All projects are using APIs. Now, how this API works, what is difference between them, that we'll see tomorrow. Now, tomorrow we will start designing API practically. That means manually we will create our own API. Just like Fake Store, just like others, we will create our own APIs. We will see how to design them, right? Tomorrow we'll continue. Right?